All right, this video is to help those who are competing in sport to better understand how to taper towards the event. So we have several athletes at the gym that are competing this Saturday, December 10th, in a CrossFit event called Winter Solo. And they've been preparing for this event for many weeks. So they've been coming to general classes, doing hard physical training, and then on top of that, either doing additional work specifically for their events and their weaknesses, or modifying things within class to more specifically address their needs for prepping for this Saturday. So here we are 5 days before the event, and what does an athlete do to maximize what they're going to perform 5 days from now? Number one, we need to minimize risk, because there's nothing we can physically do in training right now in the next 5 days to increase our performance on that particular day. All the hard training has been completed, and all prep for that physical effort is now in the past. In fact, we have a window of time that's well documented in the literature, and any competitive athlete has probably experienced this in their system as well. We have a window of time called supercompensation, where all those weeks of hard training, forced our body to have to adapt to a lot of physical stress. And so here we are 5 days out from the event. Our body doesn't know the difference. It has a rate of adaptation that we've trained it to do. And so supercompensation refers to taking all that physical work, now our body's adapting at a certain rate, and then we drop that physical work, that volume and intensity down intentionally, so that the body is still adapting to the harder level of work, but there's less physical work, right? So that's why it's called supercompensation rather than just compensation. The body will keep adapting as if we were still training really hard for the next 5 days, even if we're not physically training hard for the next 5 days. This means you show up on that day, Saturday in this case, being able to do better than you would have if you had actually done a bunch of hard physical training this week. So, number one is drop back your volume and intensity. Number two is double down on lifestyle behaviors related to recovery and mindset. So focus on how you're going to sleep well this week. Focus on how you're going to feed your body with good nutrients regularly this week. Get the hydration down well with your minerals and your water intake. And get all those habits really dialed in for the next 5 days. Any physical training should be focused on very low level intensity, low effort stuff, and should actually leave you feeling rejuvenated. So if you're doing anything physical that actually has you feeling depleted when you're done the physical training, that is a mistake. You are lessening the supercompensation adaptation. Mobilize what feels tight, and then start working on the strategies in your mind that you're going to use to perform well that day. Visualize what you want to do well. Visualization is a whole separate topic, but bottom line is it's a big deal. Start thinking about where you are anxious in the events and run through your head how you're going to manage that exact event. All right. Anxiety is a big part of our management this week. We're all nervous. We all want to do well. And so what we do is we take ownership of that anxiety and we focus on visualizing the process of doing well in our events. And we also visualize the outcome of what we want. So if, for example, we want to be on the podium, we can visualize the experience of that happening as if it has already happened. If we are worried about an overhead squat performance, we visualize putting that bar on our back. We step out and get it overhead. we keep it stable and it's surprisingly strong, and oh wow, it feels lighter than I thought, and we go down and up in our 3 reps, and then judge goes, good, right? Oh, we got credit for it. So that's visualizing a process rather than just the outcome of, for example, being on a podium. So even though it'll make many people feel uncomfortable, drop back on the physical training, only do things that make you feel rejuvenated and replenished, make really low risk decisions. So case in point, just easy personal example from today. If I was competing on Saturday, I would have made a major mistake today. I lifted a heavy stone, something I've done a million times. It happened to partially tear this bicep, right? That would have been careless of me to have done if I was registered to compete in this event on Saturday. I should cut out anything physically related to training that has a perceived risk to my body, so that when I show up on Saturday, I'm feeling excited, I'm ready to do the physical work, and I didn't take risks with my body 5 days before the event.